Hello friends, welcome to ELS English Literature Studies with Kaur Harpreet. Today we'll discuss about an epic. Epic means a long narrative poem in an elevated style, right? And when we talk about epic, the famous epics which come across into our mind are Iliad, Odyssey, then Beowulf, then we have Paradise Lost, Fairy Queen, and the the elements of an epic are that it is of bulky size, then it is sublime, elegant, and has universal significance, and it deals with the achievements of a national hero. The hero of the epic is always a great national figure, sometimes of even we can say cosmic importance. Like we have the hero of Homer's Iliad. He is the great Greek warrior Achilles. Then we have the hero of Spenser's Fairy Queen is the legendary national hero King Arthur. Then we have the hero of the Indian epics like Ramayana or Ramcharitmanas. And then when we talk about the action in the epic, the action is of a very high magnitude, and it involves superhuman deeds in battles, such as we have Paradise Lost. There is a fierce battle between Satan and his evil angels and God and his archangels, right? So today we will discuss about an epic and its characteristics. So let us start with um, today's topic. An epic, it is a long narrative poem in elevated style recounting the deeds of a national hero, whether legendary or historical hero. And it is usually about heroic deeds and events that are significant to the culture of the poet. Many ancient writers used epic poetry to tell tales of intense adventures and heroic feats. And when we talk about its origin, it comes from the word epos, which means story, word, and poem. And epos is the great ancient Greek term, right? An epic, we can say, is often of book length, narrative in verse form, and that retells the heroic journey of a single person or a group of persons. Usually, it is about a king, prince, demigod, or a nobleman of some capacity. The warrior has the potential for greatness based on their attributes, and these attributes are like cunning, bravery, humility, wisdom, and virtue. According to M.H. Abrams, the criteria of an epic is it is a long narrative poem. It deals with great and serious subject. It has an elevated style. It is centered on quasi-divine figure, right? And epics were ranked by the Renaissance critics as the highest genre of poetry. It is a sublime form of poetry also. These are written to commemorate the struggles and adventures of kings and warriors, and the main function of epic poetry was to elevate the status of the hero among the audience, to inspire them to be ready to perform heroic actions like them, right? It also dwells upon an important theme in a most elegant style and language. And it is an epic is a long narrative in verse, while ballad is a short story in verse. When we talk about such characteristics, the first and foremost characteristic of an epic is its bulky size. As already discussed, that an epic is an extensive and prolonged narrative in verse. Every single epic has been broken down into multiple books. If we take example of Homer's epics, these are divided into 24 books, right? And similarly, John Milton's Paradise Lost has been divided into 12 books. Then let us discuss about its second essential feature, that it dwells upon the achievements of a national hero, either it is a historical or traditional hero or a person of national or international significance, right? Every epic talks about the valor, then bravery, character, personality of a person who is having incredible physical and mental traits, right? And next element is its supernaturalism. When we talk about its supernaturalism, then it is we can say it is a must-have feature of an epic. Without it, no epic would produce an element of awe and wonder. And there are gods, demons, and use of supernatural forces. Then we have angels, fairies. These are all supernatural figures which are present in every epic, right? And we have examples like Paradise Lost, Iliad, Fairy Queen. These are replete with such supernatural elements. Fourth point is about its theme. The theme of each epic is sublime, elegant, and it has universal significance. It may not be limited to the personality or the locality of the poet. It deals with universe means it has a universal significance, means it deals with the entire humanity. The theme of Milton's Paradise Lost is a great example before us, and it is certainly of great importance, and it deals with entire humanity, right? And the diction of every epic is lofty, grand, and elegant, and the poet tries to use sublime words to describe the events. Next its element is morality, which is a key characteristic of an epic, and the poet's foremost purpose in writing an epic is to give a moral lesson to his readers. For instance, we have Paradise Lost. In Paradise Lost, the poet wants to justify the ways of God to man through the story of Adam, right? This is the most didactic theme of the epic, we can say. So friends, this is all about my today's video, in which I have discussed about epic, which is the epic as the form of poetry. In my upcoming video, I will discuss about great epics of the world. Names list will be given, and multiple choice questions will also discussed in my upcoming video, so stay tuned. And if you are regular on my channel, then please hit the bell button so that you can get notifications for my upcoming videos also. And if you are new on my channel, even then hit the bell button to get notifications, and stay tuned. And thanks a lot for watching.